March. I know we're in the middle of March of 2023. So I'd like to thank everybody for being part of Jeff's Place today, particularly Weston Victoria, John, and of course, Terence. And Harry is going to be co-hosting the show today. So I'm going to hand this over to Harry and to kick off. This is our Songwriters in the Round. And Harry, I'm here too, but take it away.
You got it, Jeff. And we are live. We're live here at Jeff's Place. Thank you for joining. West, Victoria, John, Terence, thank you all for coming. And it's always a pleasure to see all of you guys. It's
great to be here.
Great to be here.
It's a heartwarming experience always. The highlight of our week, to say the least.
This is very true.
This is true. So with no more further ado, I'm going to start the show, the round, with Wes and Victoria. Welcome, guys. How are you?
We're good, man. It was great to see you out in Nashville.
Absolutely.
We're excited for the Dublin adventure that's coming up for the whole Jeff's Place clan, and looking forward to hearing stories and
I'm hoping to hear some of your lyrics is what I'm hoping to hear, but we'll work on that.
Well, now you have all the lyrics. You have a video that shows how to play. You got all that stuff, right?
That was awesome. Thank you so much for that video. It's makes me want to pick up a guitar and just learn to play that. It was just absolutely wonderful. So that's going to be a special treat, and thank you so much for all the time, effort, and energy you put in. And we should probably find a way to preview that video that you made, that you colored up. It's in our archives. We haven't shared it too much, but we should probably share that soon so that everyone can get a taste of what we're working on.
That'd be awesome, and let people know what's possible, and we can do more. And we're just, hey, look, we're so honored and excited to be part of it all. And I look forward, as a writer, I really look forward to hearing other voices and other expressions of this. So that's pretty exciting for me on this side. And of course, the harmonica fits on it all.
It does. It just does.
Key, yeah, exactly. So, or even different keys for that matter. I mean, Victoria only has like 17 harmonicas here.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I guess so we're gonna play this first song, and it's so I'm practicing a little bit of promotion because I'm just historically terrible at it. So the first week of April, there's a record coming out on Sony Orchard by a band called the Memphis Royal Brothers. It's going to have 8 songs. They're releasing it on vinyl, which, by the way, trivia for your audience, vinyl sales outpaced CD sales this past year for the first time since 1987.
Which is absolutely crazy. And wow.
Yeah. Isn't that
great? That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. And I mean, well, who needs if you want digital, you're going to stream it anyway. So
right.
So anyway, so this record's coming out, and there's 1 cover song on it and 7 originals. And of the 7 originals, I wrote or co-wrote 6. Wow. So it's a nice kind of moment. And what we thought we'd do is we play this song that we never played live ever before. But I'm counting on the harmonica player to save me. And I actually hear this in a John Lynch voice. Okay. No, not selling you, dude, just telling you. I hear you in my head when I try to sing this. So this will be a pale approximation of
it would be like
of our Irish friend over there.
I'll have a listen and I'll see, can I do it?
Yeah, it kind of feels like some of the songs that I hear you do. So anyway, the song is called What Mothers Do. Here's the brief story. It was written from about a Latin character named Lorena, and it got to the studio, and for a series of different reasons, none of them bad, but all of them somewhat confusing, the band could not do the song as written. And I get a note going, oh, we're going to rewrite it. We're rewriting it in the studio. And so I listened to what they rewrite, and in my indignant songwriter state, I go, well, you're gonna have to take my name off of this piece of shite, because it's just terrible. And then I couldn't sleep because it was bugging me so much. So at 2:00 the following morning, I got up and I wrote the version you're about to hear. Brilliant. And I sent it over to them. And they loved it and went, oh no, this is what we're cutting. So what I did, so here's the inside scoop. The thought behind the songwriting wise was I'd recast the song. It's about a single mother basically. And I'd recast it as a single Black mother in Memphis. And you know, the whole project was mostly African-American musicians. And the name of the woman in the song, Lorraine is her name now. And that is also the name of the hotel, infamous hotel where Martin Luther King was shot. So it's kind of an inside tie back to a rather dark day culturally, but this song's actually a celebration in a minor key. And now after all of that, la, 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 I will play the song. Here we go. What Mothers Do. Lorraine, she picks her babies up, her arms so tired that she's afraid one might fall and that would break her heart. 12 hours on the factory floor, forgot to change the mask she wore. A daily fight for daily bread, the story of the life she's led. Whoop. She gets down on her knees and prays before her Savior, asking for the strength to make it through. She prays for those she loves, for her she asks no favor. Lives her life to do, lives her life to do what mothers do. Bus rides and the long night shifts, holidays spent with no gifts, baby's clothes all secondhand, future loves before it's planned. Still she dreams every day, watches as those children play, shares their joy, this is her art, the grace that is a mother's heart. She gets down on her knees and prays before her Savior, asking for the strength to make it through. She prays for those she loves, for her she asks no favor. Lives her life to do, lives her life to do what mothers do. Gets down on her knees, prays before her Savior, asking for the strength to make it through. She prays for those she loves, for her she asks no favor. Lives her life to do, lives her life to do what mothers do. Lives her life to do, she lives her life to do what mothers do.
Wow, great.
Wow.
That was a long setup to the song, but well worth it.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad it paid off. Missed coordinating. Oh, but that's cool. Thank you. Yeah, I hear that deep Irish voice on that one. Man.
Could I
Go ahead,
ask?
Terence. Go ahead.
I was just wondering how it changed from the original version to the late version. Can you say what changed?
Yeah. I mean, what changed was the original version. She was walking across the border at night, and the imagery was like southern border and Mexico, and she prayed before the Virgin instead of her Savior because of the Virgin de Guadalupe and all of that stronger Catholic imagery that is inherent in the culture down there. So those, and then so because the landscape or the location got changed, that whole the only line that stayed the same from the original song, two lines, the factory floor line, you know, and then she gets down on her knees and prays. And those were the only words that survived from first version. And I rewrote everything else.
What about musically? Did it change a lot musically, or?
Now the music was the same. I just rewrote I rewrote the story so that everybody involved on the studio side felt really good about what they were singing about.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was one of those last minute things you find yourself in sometimes, you
It's
know.
a cultural thing.
Yeah, it was kind of a cultural
It was a
thing, and they
cultural
felt more authentic with this narrative than singing about, you know, a Latin woman,
It's
which
kind
makes
of,
I really
sense.
like it. Yeah. Very nice.
although I like the Latin one better. I do.
You like the original one?
Actually, I like both of them, but I think because I think they both speak very purely from that place. I guess maybe because of just having lived in Texas and all that, that was a little bit more closer to what I was more culturally aware of.
Has a lot of atmosphere.
Thanks.
That it sounded great. Thank you, guys. Thank you, John.
Yes.
How are you, buddy?
Oh, fantastic. Very.
Good, good. You're up there. Actually, daylight coming in, so we're early
It's
for you.
beautiful. It's actually a beautiful spring day here. It's beautiful.
Sounds good. I think Terence, I think I got a little woodpecker on your end there. Do you have I hear something on your end.
Oh,
I
someone
think.
has a woodpecker. I'm
Yeah.
muting me, so I know it's not from my side.
Is it still on? Is it
It is.
still on now?
I hear the woodpecker. I don't hear the static.
Maybe, I still hear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna just mute you for a minute, Terence, and get John on the air. Yep.
There you
Yep.
go.
There you go. Much better.
Huh.
Stage is yours, John. Welcome.
Thank you. This is a song I wrote called One Way Street. Are the angels watching over us today? Hello. Do you care what happens on the ground? 'Cause I need someone to tell me it will be okay. I can take you through another storm, another storm. These are the best days of your life, you said. It don't matter, it just wrecks your head. You can win, you seem to always lose. A one-way street, every road you choose. Have you ever looked up into the stars at night and whispered words only to yourself? Nobody has the answers, they're just as scared as you. Step out from the dark, walking strong, walking strong. These are the best days of your life, said. It don't matter, it just wrecks your head. You can win, you seem to always lose. A one-way street, every road that you These are the best days of your life, it don't matter, it just wrecks your head. You can win, you seem to always lose. A one-way street, every road you choose. A one-way street, every road you choose.
That was wonderful. Wow. Harry,
you.
that was so nice. Yeah.
John,
Sure.
that was
Thank you very
awesome.
much.
That chorus just soars, man. That's a really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice.
That was actually-
Where did that come from, John?
So that came from, you know, when you have one of those days, Terence, and nothing seems to go right.
I certainly do.
So
Yeah.
every time you walk down the street, it's a one-way street, dead end. But
Yeah.
you know, growing up, when our kids were younger, when our kids were growing up, you're always kind of stressed. You're running backwards and forwards here and there, and you're being dragged from pillar to post. And my father used to watch me, and he'd say to me, "You know what, John? I know you think you're having a rough time now, but these are actually the best days of your life.
That's the truth.
You know, because you'll miss them when they're gone." And you know, a kind of a mantra and a bit of a philosophy I kept. So that's what that sounds about.
Yeah. It's such a good song.
Thank you.
It's got
Terence.
real feeling to it.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
Well, Terence, we got rid of the woodpecker. I don't hear it anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, you know how technically gifted I am. I changed microphones, and I think I was anyway. I won't confuse you with the technicalities, Harry. But it
No
was
worries.
so it's on. Yeah,
I'm challenged as well, so no
yeah,
worries.
it's a challenge. I feel I'm ahead of the game if I managed to get rid of the woodpecker. But John's song has sort of reminded me of a song which I was thinking of playing, which also goes back to my childhood. And the first song I ever learnt on a little ukulele was weirdly, I don't know how this happened, it was weirdly a Civil War song from America called Ellie Ree. And after my mother died, I came across a video of my playing the ukulele. There was no sound on it. I'm pretty sure it was Ellie Ree. And this song quotes a little bit of Ellie of I think it's not called Ellie Ree. I think it's called "Carry Me Back to Tennessee," and it quotes a little bit, and so that's where this song came from. So I'll start it with a little bit of the original song, which went somewhere like this. Sweet Ellie Ree, so dear to me, is lost forevermore. Our home was back in Tennessee before this cruel war. So carry me back to Tennessee, that's where I long to be. Amid the fields of yellow corn, with my darling Ellie Ree. Maybe it's this glass of wine or the time of day, but the ghosts are out tonight. I see a boy, a ukulele, he's smiling as he plays in the fading light. And as he looks on down the road, waiting out a frame in the shadows through the trees are the players and the game. He's playing an old-time 3-chord tune called My Darling Ellie Ree, about the fields of yellow corn down in Tennessee. the sea. And somewhere way on down that road is the man that he became. Oh, if he knew then what he knows now about the players and the game. And sure enough, his time will come, and he'll play his part in the thick of it at last. He'll make the deals, he'll cut his way, he'll break heads and hearts, till the game is hard and fast. And when you play to win. In that there is no shame. Oh, except for those in the way of the players and the game. So welcome to this ship of fools. Keep just one thing in mind. It's the oldest of the oldest rules. My babies, please be kind. He'll think that it will never end the way that game is played, for it never stopped or slowed. Then one day he'll find himself all alone again as they dance on down the road. And so it turns and turns and turns, so different, so the same. Oh, if I knew then what I know now about the players and the game. So carry me back to Tennessee, that's where I long to be. Amid the fields of yellow corn, with my darling, with my darling.
Wow. I love that guitar work in there, Terence.
Thanks,
Nice
Harry.
stuff. Really nice.
It's
And,
so cool how you brought it to the present, but you drug the old style lyric,
Yeah.
the Travis picking kind of stuff there. I mean, it sounds cool, man.
I quite like those songs that quote other songs. It interests me, and not many. There are not many around, but I quite like those little quotations from old songs. But yeah, it was a weird one, that one. When I play it to my brother, because my brother used to play the ukulele, it always makes him cry, and not a lot makes my brother cry. So it's it's
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's really
hit him
cool.
right in the heart, man.
Yeah.
That's always the target. Right?
It is. It is.
Bullseye.
Bullseye. Yeah.
That's a great song, Terence, and it's timeless. That was really well done. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Harry.
Thank you.
All right then. Well,
All righty. You
so-
guys are up.
here we go. Okay, so since the character of the first song was originally south of the border and then got aced out, and got rewritten out of the story, we're going to do a couple of songs about south of the border in the set. And so this song is the kind of a retelling. It's a Terence trick. I'm recasting a familiar story. And so there's a story of the Virgin de Guadalupe, and she was the first apparition of the Virgin Mary to appear in the North American continent, and she appeared to a peasant, and it was like a big deal on how mass conversion and all that kind of stuff happened as a result. And to tell the whole story would take longer than the song, so I won't do it. But the high points are basically this. she appears to a peasant. She tells the peasant, this is the place for the shrine, right? And he goes into Mexico City and they go, you're a peasant, go away, and he comes back and she goes, how'd it go? He goes, not so good. She goes, well, go back and tell him this. He goes back and tells him that. They go, you're still a peasant, not so good. Boot him out again. Next time he shows up, he holds out his pinafore, which is like a smock, and she fills it with roses. Now, this is the winter time, so roses are not growing outside of Mexico City in the winter, but she fills it with roses, and she sends him back to the bishop, and he fills the roses in front of the bishop, and underneath the roses is an imprint of her on his tilde or his shroud, his smock, okay? Which you can go to Mexico City to that shrine, and you can see that it's preserved under glass. And so his name was Juan Diego. And some years ago, he became a saint in the Catholic world. And I thought, everybody writes songs about the Virgin, but nobody writes Juan Diego a song. So I wrote Juan Diego a song. It's kind of a
Texas traveling.
Yeah, it's kind of a Texas traveling
like a
song.
buddy traveling
Yeah.
kind of. It's cool.
When I met Juan Diego, he was running from the man. He said that he'd forgotten who he was or who he'd been. He said you can get broken so deep your heart can't feel. So we lit out for Mexico to find a way to heal. And we made it across the border. It was under full moonlight. The shadows of saguaro stood like sound trees in the night. We wandered until wandering made no sense at all. To look for a new beginning and wait for the Virgin to call, Virgin to call. She gonna bless us with the tears, Virgin she calls. She got hope for these hard years, the Virgin she will carry us, although we often fall. We plant our faith, we make our stand, wait for the Virgin to come. Well, now we planted us some roses, and then we waited weeks on end. Well, we told each other truths and some lies. We dreamed and we pretend. We promised when those roses grew, there'd be a story we could tell. Maybe somewhere in that story, we would find our hearts as well. Well, it happened on a Sunday, although I could be wrong. Virgin she appeared as he was waiting on the dawn. I saw it from a distance. She offered him a rose. I watched his spirit rising as he touched her soft blue robe. But now that Virgin, she never said a word. The sun began to rise, the fire of forgiveness, it was the color of her eyes. It's easy to take chances once you know you've lost it all, 'cause all it takes is all you've got to wait for the Virgin to call, Virgin to call. She gonna bless us with the tears, the Virgin she calls. She got hope these hard years, the Virgin she will carry us, although we often fall. We plant our faith, we make our stand, yeah, we wait for the Virgin to come. So if your spirit's broken, yes, your heart's like desert sand, where nothing ever seems to grow, that's where you make your stand. You plant yourself some roses there, grow them beautiful and tall. You gotta plant your faith and make your stand. Just wait for the virgin to call, virgin to call. She gonna bless us with the tears, the virgin she called. She got hope these heart, yeah. The virgin, she will carry us, although we often fall. We plant our faith, make our stand, and wait for the virgin to call. You gotta plant your faith, make your stand, and wait for the virgin to call.
Thank you.
Great song.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, finding faith in unlikely places, which is, I guess, where most of us find it.
That's the truth.
So could I ask, was it in your songs, are you mainly telling stories? Or are you trying to persuade? Is there obviously there's a bit of a message in that song, but is it mainly telling the story, or is it trying to convert people to your way? I mean, where does it come from, that song?
Yeah, so when any song I write, it's sort of like I just throw it out there. If you can find something, you meaning in general, a listener can find something that they resonate with, they're welcome to it. But there's absolutely no mission to proselytize or pitch a message or come to a particular viewpoint. It's just and my experience is, you can't sell a steak to a vegetarian. I don't care how good the steak is. So if somebody is not interested or doesn't resonate with those kind of topics, they might like the melody or the beat, or they may not like it at all. And that's totally cool, man. So that's a great question. The other thing I do when I write is a lot of times I use the word you, and almost always when I do that, I'm looking in the mirror. I mean, as a writer, when I say you, I'm almost always, the you I'm talking to is almost always myself. So some lyrics I even revised to make them first person, just to kind of clear that up, because I'm not here to wag fingers at anybody or tell them they need to do anything, basically. I mean, how would I know? So
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, that business of writing in different voices. I got into trouble this week because there was a song which I wrote in a different voice, and the person listening to it thought it was my view, whereas I was singing as somebody else, and it was meant to be kind of ironic, and she'd completely missed the irony.
yeah, that
So
happens.
it's interesting, that you thing. It's interesting how difficult, songs are really potent, and people can get very upset by them if they think, if they disagree with them, more so than books, I think.
Yeah, it's very visceral. It hits you, but you know what? Here's the thing. At the very least, it provokes a conversation. It may start out uncomfortable, but it's an opportunity for another level of understanding. So, I mean, hey, Terence, I consider it a compliment. She got upset. It meant at least she listened. However, she may have misinterpreted the she listened to it. So
I'm not entirely sure if she was on this line on this Zoom. I'm not sure she'd be saying she'd be agreeing with you. But anyway,
well, that's again, that everybody's got their journey, and so
everyone's
point.
All right. Sounds good. It all sounds good. John, what do you got for us, buddy?
So, as usual, I broke my G string.
I saw you. Wow.
Can be quite painful, that.
It can be very painful,
That sounds funny too. Wow.
You want to make sure you bring a few extra G strings with you to Dublin, Terence.
I always have some G strings in my guitar case.
Because one false move and snap.
That is funny.
This is I had a bit of a moment there, all right. I was enjoying the song, Wes and Victoria. It was beautiful. But I was panicking to try and get this into the open tune.
Well, you did a good job. I was watching you there, John.
This is a song where, you know, I've been very contemplative lately. And this is about how time seems to just slip away, you know. We just need to be conscious that we live in the moment, enjoy each moment. That's all we got, really, you know. Anyway, it's called The Sands of Time, and I'm currently recording it in a thing I call the Tuesday Club. So I book the studio every Tuesday, you see. And the guy who owns the studio is actually a pal of mine, so we sneak in the evening time and we write songs, we record. Here we go. When day turns night, I lie alone, watching my life come by. Sorry, guys. Things I've seen, all the places too, and things left undone. Time it seems slips away. It never crossed my mind. I wouldn't do the things I thought I'd do. I just ran out of time. There's no one there to dry your tears. Carry on with your plan. No point in praying or wishing, girl. Time is sand slipping through your hand. Those things you did and things you said, you better leave them behind. What matters next is here and now, in your heart and mind. 'Cause you and I will fade away like the clouds in the sky. Would it matter in 100 years if we lived or died? There's no one there to dry your tears. Carry on with your plan. No point in praying or wishing, girl. This time is sand slipping through your hand. Slow, the sands of time. Slow, the sands of time. No one there to dry your tears. Carry on with your plan. No point in praying or wishing, girl. This time is sand slipping through your hand. And time is sand, and time is sand. Oh, time is sand slipping
I love that. The beautiful words, beautiful song. That was really nice, John. Wow.
Yeah,
Thanks
that
very
was
much.
just beautiful.
Yeah, those
Thanks, guys.
really nice.
Fantastic, really good.
Thank you very much. I'm,
Nice job, John.
that's
Really
recorded at the moment.
When you,
Good.
John, when you're recording, do you have it with the chorus kind of effect on your guitar?
Sometimes it's just a habit I've had lately with the chorus, you know. I plug in the amp and I have a preset and it comes out with that sound, you know. But on the album, I get to play a lot of instruments, so we can throw instruments on and get to experiment, you know.
That was the first song of yours I've heard where I thought I'd really like to hear it more plainly than you're playing. It's sort of slightly stood in the way of the lyrics. It seemed to me the lyrics were so clear and honest, and that effect maybe wasn't quite right for it. But I mean,
Yeah, it's just the setup I have here, Terence. But
Yeah.
on the album, it's a lot.
Those lyrics were raw and just resonated and just really like in the moment of life. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. It's so right. I really enjoyed that. I have
Thanks
to
very
say.
much. Thank
Yeah.
you. What I'll do is I'll send you guys a little sneak preview of it, right?
Oh, awesome. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please do. All righty, Terence.
Okay, so this is a sort of domestic-y sort of song. It's quite recent. I wrote it probably in January, I think, maybe. And talking south of the border, I've been listening quite a lot of to a lot of Mexican music and Brazilian music and South American music generally. And I was sort of borrowing some of their chords and playing around with some of those amazing chords that they have. I worked out this tune, and then I'm not gonna overshare here. I'm not gonna overshare with the group, but there was a little bit of a domestic here, a bit of a domestic agreement with my partner Angela, who's downstairs. And you know how when you have a row with someone, I'm sure it never happens with Wes and Victoria, but when you have a row, it really begins. You know, if you're somebody you live with, it feels like the end of the world in a way. It feels okay, that's it, we're finished. No, that's it. Anyway, it was a horrible experience. And I just thought that nobody's really written much about rows with long-term partners having a row. And so the two things came together. So it's a bossa nova-y sort of row song. I'd have to take my glasses off because they might mist up. Ruby is on her chair in the kitchen. Something's wrong between us, she can tell. She watches with one eye, gives a melancholy sigh. That dog knows us too well. The silence after bitter conversation. But the hurt hangs in the air. Thank God for that old invitation. Let's go out and pretend we're happy. I catch a glimpse of you as you get ready. I'd like to speak, but the words would come out wrong. The frown on your sweet face seems somehow out of place. I won't keep this up for long. They say that I'm from Mars and you're from Venus. Right now that old cliché's feeling true. So let's put a crowd of people between us. Let's go out and pretend we're happy. But there's too much noise and way too much drinking. Both of us are wishing we were home. Heaven only knows what we were thinking when we went out to pretend we're happy when we're almost there. So let's go home and just be happy.
Oh, that was so great the way you turned that ending like that. That was
Wow.
Good job, Terence.
And boy, I think
Sorry.
some of us have been in those same situations. So wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's I quite like. Now and then one has to look into one's own little domestic world and try and get a few songs out of it. And
Absolutely. Wow. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Wow, that's really nice.
Then I took the bossa nova beat, man.
Yeah, that was great. I was like, yeah, that was wonderful.
All right.
Okay, let's see here. All right, well, we're going to stay south of the border and sticking with Terence's theme about writing from a different perspective. So I have never been the character in the song I'm about to play, but I like to tell people especially when I play this song in certain environments, I'll just leave it at that. I just let them know that I like to write songs about people. I like to write songs about things people go through. Well, most of those times, those are people I know, down to speaking of domestic, right? So a lot of it's coming from the Western Victoria world, but this particular song is just about humans. And if people want to politicize it or do something like that, I mean, I can't stop them, but the song is about a human story. And there's a video that's going to be released here within the next couple of weeks. We got to see all the footage and the edit of it while we're out on the road. It's all shot in 4K. It looks pretty cool. And so I think I played it once, maybe a year ago here. And it's really a refugee song.
From anywhere.
Yeah, it happens to be oriented a certain way, but it could be,
Yeah.
It applies to lots of different things right now. Now the border I'm crossing's got walls 20 foot tall. I come too far to be stopped by something that small. Border I'm crossing, it's more than a fence. Hope that I'm chasing's what this represents. I'm headed north to see if the promise is real. Risking my life on a dream in these killing fields. Now the place that I come from, so many get killed every day. Well, the children ain't heard, so we live like there's nothing to say. My mama and papa sent me out here. Said dying from living beats dying from fear. I'm headed north to see if the promise is real. Risking my life on a dream in these killing fields. We hear the stories of the others who made it all right. How the smugglers say that it's safer you travel at night. 4 days without water, it's the best that you'll do before you die. Leaving dreams of your future behind under a refugee sky. Picture I carry with me, you know it helps me get by. It's a lady, she stands in this harbor 300 foot high. She looks like an angel, she lights the way. I only pray I meet her one day. I'm headed north to see if the promise is real. I'm risking my life on a dream in these killing fields. Yes, I'm headed north to see if the promise is real. Risking my life on a dream in these killing fields.
Wow.
Thanks. Yeah,
Moving.
thank
Okay.
you. Vic and I grew up down in, we met each other 45 years ago in South Texas, and we lived down in a lot of setting aside, politics and all. We just lived down there inside of a lot of stories like that. So it was easy for us to relate to.
I love that. That was gorgeous.
Thank you.
Can't help it about Ukraine right now.
Yeah.
With all the refugees, and when you see the footage on the video, it's not just a south of the border thing. It's more of a refugee dealing with the stuff.
It's done as a broader scope.
Yeah.
I can hear the soundscape that you're painting there. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
And it's a very effective sound you guys have.
Oh, thank you, man.
With the lyrics are very clear, lovely acoustic, and then the harp, and it's just beautiful combination.
Oh, thank you. Well,
I'm
we
a big fan
enjoy.
of that.
Yeah, thanks, John. Likewise.
No problem.
So you have to just come over and play some shows, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just see a comment on the chat there. Clint Collins has asked the version of Downeaster Alexa. I'm a sucker for the request,
Oh yeah, that's great.
But to answer the question, we've actually recorded it on this album in the version that I do. But one of the guys, I'd done a gig there recently in a place called the Sugar Club in Dublin, and somebody was there and they had a GoPro camera and they actually recorded us, myself and a couple of guys on the stage, and we recorded Downeaster Alexa, but we put a lovely Irish whistle on it, and it was beautiful. The guy who plays whistle with me is a guy called Alan Doherty, and he's actually the best whistle player in the world, bar none. And
Wow.
he played on the theme for the Lord of the Rings. He's the guy who plays that.
Wow.
He's fantastic. He's one of these guys, can't read music, but he just hears it and plays it. Amazing. Should look him up. It's called Aldoc, ALDOC. Look at some videos on YouTube. We blow your mind the way he does that whistle.
So his name is Al Doc. Is that what you said?
It's Alan Doherty, but he calls himself Aldoc, ALDOC.
All right. I'll have to check
Look it
him
up
out.
on YouTube there, right?
Thank you, sir.
But I'll do the Down Easter Alexa. I've only really performed it here. And once or twice on stage, but I'll give it another go if that's okay.
Absolutely.
100%.
You certainly do it very well. I think Billy Joel would be proud to hear it.
Thanks. I love that song because, again, I can't play a song that I can't connect with. So I can connect to the plight of the fisherman on the eastboard there. Being an islander, you see.
That's right.
Just make sure this thing is in tune after I've done a bit of surgery on it there. Well, I'm on the down easter elixir, and I'm moving through Block Island Sound. And I have charted a course to the vineyard, but tonight I'm Nantucket bound. And we took on diesel back in Montauk yesterday, and we left this morning by the Bell in Gardiner's Bay. And like the locals here, I've had to sell my home, and I'm too proud to leave. I work my fingers to the bone, so I can own my down easter elixir, and I'll go where the ocean is deep. There are giants out there in the canyon, and the good captain can't fall asleep. He falls asleep. And I got bills to pay, children that will close, and I know there's fish out there, but where God only knows. And the cities of waters are not what they used to be, and I got people back on the land to count on me. So when you see my down easter elixir, and if you work with the rod and the reel, tell my wife I am trawling Atlanta, and they still have me hands on the wheel. Here on the wheel. But he was a bayman like my father was before, and you can't make a living as a bayman anymore. There's no future for the man who works the sea, and there's no island left for islanders like me. Now I'll drive my down easter elixir, it's more and more miles from shore every year, since they told me I can't sell no stripers, and there's no looking swordfishing here. Swordfishing here. There's no luck in swordfishing here.
you here.
Wow. I was just blasting that. I just was.
Me too.
That was so good.
Thanks very much, guys.
Yeah.
Well, Vic's family's actually fisher people from
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland,
Ah,
Canada.
lovely.
I'm
A
a
lot of Irish
Newfoundland.
people.
Yeah,
Lovely.
and in the
Sydney.
and in the early 80s, we actually, this was hilarious, a couple of musicians, we made our living captaining a shrimp boat off of the coast of
Brilliant.
Texas. So I mean,
Brilliant.
I'm hearing that song and I'm just, yeah, you'd go out and spend 14 hours on the water and make, after fuel costs, you'd make, I don't know, $25, It was-
Wow. My
That's
mind,
incredible.
my mind just went to that scene in Forrest Gump when they emptied the net.
It's
The
exactly,
tin cans came out.
Well,
exactly.
they left out all the seaweed and the crap.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I love the imagery. I love anything that gives you good imagery like that, because that's an art
Absolutely.
form. It's kind of it's lost maybe on a certain generation, but if you can actually get in a quiet room and watch the images that appear as you listen to some music or read a book,
Ah.
it's or read some poetry and just go into your own words.
Yeah.
It's so important,
I agree.
Yeah. Who needs a music video when we've got our own minds?
Oh
Right.
yeah, and people have often, I've been the butt of a lot of jokes when I'm on stage and I do a gig. My eyes are closed, and it's not for nerves or shyness or anything. I literally go into another world. I'm there and I'm watching it. I connect with the emotion, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's just that's what does it for me. So
Yeah, because otherwise you'd just be doing it for the money, right?
yeah, imagine that. That would be terrible. No, keep your money.
Terence.
Well, it's difficult to follow that, really. I thought it's sort of weird weather out in Norfolk in the UK at the moment. It's kind of snowing and kind of sleeting, and then spring is trying to come through. So I thought I'd sing a song about the seasons, and this is a song I want to just write a simple song, and it pretty much speaks for itself. You're always worried that when you write a simple song, at least I am, because I'm an uptight Brit. You're always worried that you're showing too much of yourself, that you're giving too much away. And so I haven't played this very often, but it's grown on me. I wrote it about 3 or 4 years ago, and I like it, particularly this time of the year. It goes through the seasons. When the winter's work is done and spring is coming through, when the earth's warmed by the sun, I'll be there with you. When the early morning light catches on the dew, when everything is green and bright, I'll be there with you. And with the buzzing of the bees, flying from flower to flower, on the scent of the summer breeze, through the lazy hour, the skylark sings his lonely song up in a sky so blue. When life is good, days are long, I'll be there with you. October winds chill you to the bone. When the nights are closing in, you won't be alone. By the fire that warms your heart, its flame so hard and true, though we may be far apart, I'll be there with you. Though we may be far apart, I'll be there with you.
Thank you, Terence.
Terence, that was awesome, man.
Really
I,
nice. Really nice, Terence.
I love that side of you, and you write it really well. And I dig the sort of 40s vibe you throw into some of these chord progressions, man.
I did want to mention, Terence, I really love the song that was influenced by the Civil War, the one that you opened with.
All right.
I had a call I had to take, but I missed the commenting because I really loved what you did. That was
thanks very much.
really, really nice.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
Thanks, Jeff.
And that guitar work today, Terence, is crystal clear. Amazing.
Yes, it is quite nice. Your guitar work is full. It's super nice.
I was at the nail bar this afternoon getting my nails done, and I think the benefit is here for all to see.
Definitely.
Oh, so that's the secret. Your manicurist is got the magic. Yes, exactly. You got good chops, man. It's great to listen. All right. Well,
Absolutely.
we'll do. This is number 4.
Number four.
Number 4. Okay. So this is a little more upbeat, little finger pick song, and not a big story behind this other than, just basically running our lives into the ground about 30 years ago and then getting rebooted, and in the process of getting rebooted, starting to learn the value of community. And nothing speaks to that like Jeff's Place and the songwriter shows and the just the regular performance shows, just the community that you guys are going to get to go experience in Dublin is going to be fantastic. And all the audiences they're going to soak in that, and it's going to be fantastic. And so this is a song about community. It's called Meet Me Where the Angels Rendezvous. It's not the other song about community that we're hearing a lot. Jeff's got all this stuff on that one. So here we go. Lord, I kissed the devil far too many times. Looked into that mirror, old before my prime. It's funny how that game, it's always over long before it's through. And it's strange when self-destruction, it just brings you to your knees. Never noticed I was dying by degrees. I settled into darkness. I was lost without a clue, and I found you. You said, meet me where the angels rendezvous. So all of those frustrations, all my bitter tears, and all of my self-righteousness, I just used to hide my fear. They're defensive, keeping me away from you. I was trapped inside of anger, Lord, trapped inside of shame, trapped inside a victim that I thought I had to play, desperate for affection. Oh, then I found you. You said, meet me where the angels rendezvous. I've seen angels in the secrets hidden down inside my heart. Felt angels in the love that I come to find with you. If you feel abandoned, child, if you're all alone, all your dreams they're broken, your love is gone, I will be there waiting. This I promise you. But just meet me where the angels rendezvous. It'll be me and you. We'll meet where the angels rendezvous. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Meet me where the angels rendezvous. I said, you just meet me now. Meet me where the angels rendezvous. Thank you.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We can always rendezvous here, man.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. That is the truth.
A lot
You,
of angels in it, yes.
that's it. And you're never alone. There's always a place to rendezvous for sure.
That's right.
And that's for everybody else that are out here. tuning
Anybody
in.
listening?
Thank you.
Great. It's a great place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like for artists, it's fantastic.
Yeah, storytellers, man. It's a place storytellers get to live, you know?
I love it. But my favorite part of the evening after we do Jeff's Place is we go in and we watch it on YouTube then, you know?
Ah,
Yeah, I do that too. And we listen to Harry and I play back in the car, and we just listen, and it's just wonderful.
It'll be good because, you know, sometimes you get there's a unique feeling that happens then. And even though we're all in different countries, we do get that feeling that you're there. It's brilliant. I love it.
yeah.
That is
Anyway.
the magic. That is for sure.
I thought I'd finish with a song. I've recorded it finally for this album. It's called The Guardians, and you guys are coming to Dublin, you'll see them. There's two red and white towers that stand over Dublin Bay. They're not very nice looking pieces of architecture, but it's what they represent, you know. Like growing up in the 70s in Ireland, that was the highest thing on the Dublin skyline. We don't have any high rises. And when you leave Dublin Port and you enter Dublin Port, that's what you see. And I always imagine them being bouncers, watching who's coming in and out of Dublin. And as you're living and growing up in Dublin, they're watching over you, making sure everything's okay. But there's a fantastic walk. It's called the Great South Wall. It was built in 1756. So it's almost 6 o'clock. But I'll let that drop there. But it's fantastic history, and the lighthouse at the very end of it, it's over a mile long, so you can walk right out to the sea. And the ships go by, you could nearly touch them. They're massive, big ships coming in, but it's brilliant, and it's one of my favorite places to go. And it's like, you know, when you're a mile out to sea, you look back at Dublin, you feel like you're out of that world. So no one can touch you. It's brilliant. Okay, sure talking, John. We walk the south wall hand in hand. Those two towers of red and white they stand. They're watching over us, they stand the ground like guardians over Dublin town. Dublin town.
70. They raised the towers, DSB. You see them standing both north and south, across the bay to Sandy Mount, Sandy Mount, Sandy Mount. Mighty ship it rolls by me, sailing far across the sea. These stacks that made electricity, now standing guard over you and me, you and me, you and me. And the blue-leg lights, they guided the soul of the men who brought the fuel, turf and coal, to power the engines that light the night. They're quiet now, they're sleeping giants, sleeping giants, sleeping giants. From Shelly Banks, see the old oil tanks, they're empty now and filled with hollow sound. Footsteps of ghosts who live before me, they walk the South Wall legacy, legacy, legacy. And all I can see from my place in this world is the child in me sees the hope that I should cling to. These towers are built in the place I was born. Armas and dust is their light under the gaze of guardian, 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 guardian. The mighty ship it arose by me, sailing far across the sea. These stacks that made electricity, they're standing guard over you and me, and all I can see from my place in this world is the child in me sees the hope that I should cling to. These towers are built in the place I was born in. And armas and dust live their life under the gaze of guardian, 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 guardian. We walk the South Wall hand in hand. Those two towers of red and white they stand.
Yay. That's awesome, John. That
Wow.
I looked that up, and man, that must be quite a walk, John.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. That's actually really
it's amazing.
maybe I'll take a step out there when we come pay a visit. That
You
looks
have to,
really
Harry.
nice.
You have to, you got to walk all the way out to the end, and you got to take a picture, and you just look at everybody back in Dublin living their lives,
It's
and you're out in
amazing.
the middle of the sea, in the bay. It's amazing, yeah.
It really looks, and there's someone took a photo of you back with the Guardians, and really cool stuff. I'll have to
Yeah.
pay that a visit for sure.
Oh yeah. Now they're not called. I call them the Guardians.
No,
That's
no,
me.
yeah.
So don't
But,
go asking for directions. Hey, where's the Guardian?
Hey, it might catch on. You never know.
You never know, Harry. You never know.
You could change it up there, John. You never know.
Hey,
Wow.
when the song comes out, see, that's when everybody will associate you.
That's it, Wes. That's
Now
it
you're
when it comes
talking.
out.
Yeah.
Now we're
Wow.
talking.
It's interesting how all of our songs this evening have slightly gone back to childhood and early life, and it's been quite a I mean, certainly not all my songs. I suspect none of us. It's all we're not always reflective and looking backwards. But tonight it has had a slightly that kind of vibe, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
real
Yeah,
storytelling.
And history, Leslie, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think everybody's done a great job with that old saying, "Look back, just don't stare."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's it, Wes. Wow.
Well, I got a song which is exactly that, which is
I know this song.
no, this is different.
Oh.
No, this is a sort of autobiography in 3 verses. Now here's a little story from yesterday when I was living in Paris in France. Somebody asked me if I'd like to play my guitar at a private dance. So I took my old Yamaha to a flat off the Champs-Élysées. And what happened that night is as clear and bright as if it happened yesterday. Well, I was playing away and singing my songs, just a natural one-man band, and they were chatting and flirting and singing along when things got a little out of hand. Someone shouted, "A poil!" That was the call to take off the clothes they had worn. They shed their pants while they danced till one and all was as naked as the day that they were born. Now there were couples on the floor, there was wall-to-wall and more, but the band played on. There was moaning, groaning, neighbors phoning, the band played on. Someone tried to cop a feel and use my guitar as a shield. She was coming on a little too strong. I was all on my own, had a high tone note, and the band played on. Well, it's all very well being young and free, but soon you want a little more. So I woke one day with a family, first 2, then 3, then 4. Well, the family grew and so did the noise, till the fact of the matter was plain, that a man and a woman and a girl and a boy can make a noise like a hurricane. When I was living with my kin in the tin of sardines we called the family home, from the twos to the teens and the years in between, I was never really on my own. I was a dad going mad, with no place to turn at the end of my tether, I suppose. But then I remembered the lesson that I once learned at a party where I wore no clothes. Now there was trouble in the kitchen, brawling bitch, and the band played on. There was a TV blaring, tempers flaring, band played on. Screaming kids, guinea pigs, did you hear what teacher did? Try to keep us smiling all alone. Well, I cared for my dear little nuclear family, and the band played on. Well, the years flew by, it's the same old story like you're told, getting old is a bitch. One time you're in your prime and you're driving for glory, the next you're in the bottom of a ditch. Lost my youth, lost my brain, lost my hair down the drain, I've been losing bits of me along the way. But when I get to where those pearly gates, there'll be just one thing I can say. Well, through the wind and the rain and the trouble and the pain, the band played on. Flying, crashing, losing all my cash in, the band played on. Buy and sell, kiss and tell, run around the carousel, life's just a crazy carry-on. Right or wrong, I sang my song and the band played on. Right or wrong, I sang my song and the band played on.
fantastic and a lot of fun. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. That was great. Wow. I loved it.
Thanks to make me smile.
Awesome.
That just put a
Thank
big
you.
smile on my face. That's
Terrence, that was awesome. That was just, yes.
Brilliant.
Yes, is right.
What did they say? Brilliant, truly brilliant. It was just, wow. That was wonderful. What a great way to end the Songwriters in the Round. My goodness. Wow. And yeah, there's no Just Place next week because we'll be prepping for our trip and then we're going to be in Dublin. So there's that. My goodness. And well, Harry, add yourself in here too.
I'm trying.
Happy
My
St.
goodness.
Here
Patrick's
we
Day.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
he
go,
is.
John.
There he is.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Hey, happy
That's
St.
it.
Patrick's Day. Yeah.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Cheers. Cheers to that, guys.
Cheers to everyone.
Sriracha.
Thanks for a wonderful show. We'll be back, I guess, in April. We'll do something live in Dublin. You never know. But anyway, Wes and Victoria, thank you so much. John and Terence, thank you. Harry, thank you. Lauren, wherever you may be, thank you. And wow, this is there is always this place where we can hang out and just listen to music. And I'm grateful to all of you for enabling this to be. So thank you all. And for those who are tuning in and listening, and by the way, if anyone is an artist who hasn't come forward to want to play at the show, don't be shy. If you want to play at Jeff's Place, you just have to let us know who you are. And we have a home. So please support our artists. Please support their music. Please find them in social media. Please listen to their stuff. And most importantly, thank you all for being here today. I'm grateful to all of you. And your songs resonate with my heart. So thank you all. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Awesome
Thank you,
show.
Jeff.
Looking forward to seeing all of you real soon.
Thanks, John and Wes and Victoria.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
That was beautiful, guys. Wow. Thank
Really
you.
enjoyed it. Thanks, Chef. And thanks,
you.
Harry.
See you soon.
See you soon. Isn't that
Yeah.
exciting?
Oh my God, yeah.
What's
Wow.
the dates? Any idea the dates, Jeff?
It's we're there. We're landing on the 28th. We're landing on Wednesday, I guess, whatever March that is, March 28th,
Okay.
March 29th. We're leaving